What was life like when you first became a franchisor? Like, so how did you find this Florida franchise, and you're going to be opening in Connecticut and I should say Connecticut and Maryland. How did you find your first few?
Well, we work mostly with brokers. I'd say a lot of that has been through brokers and then friend of a friend of a friend kind of stuff. People start talking about it a little bit. They follow it, they maybe commented on social media, and they were like, oh, somebody just kind of stumbles upon it. We find that even though our first franchise, his accountant, for instance, is all interested in that as well.
Hmm.
So it's like it's a one-off. But we do a lot of work with the brokers. We're going to start a big initiative this year to do more organic advertising. We've identified some regions of the country that have a lot of inventory of pools that we have available to us
Hmm.
through our relationships. And so we'll focus in those areas to help promote that even more.
And what are the aspirations for 2024? What are the number of new franchises you'd like to sign up?
Well, we finished the year 2023 with two signed, one in late November, the other one in middle of December. So I think we're, as far as a franchise goes, having six territories sold in roughly the first year and a half or so is we're way ahead of the game.
Hmm.
For an emerging. So, but I like to see that grow, probably at least double or triple for this year as we put more focus in some of our relationships with the brokers and a lot of the organic growth. We have a new website being developed, our FranDev website, very focused on SEO, and we'll follow that up with a big social media campaign, especially in the areas that we feel will be high growth. We've got some really, really good relationships with some of the brokerage, Franchise Broker Association, FranServe, IFPG,
Hmm.
and some of the brokers in there that have really embraced our brand. They see this as a great opportunity for somebody looking to especially exit the corporate world. It's a low investment opportunity, and unlike a lot of businesses that take 2, 3, 5 years to become profitable, this is one because of the low operating costs where you can become profitable very quickly.
Hmm.
And so that actually appeals to a lot of folks on the non-investors kind of people, the mom and pops that really want to be owner operators of their own business. That doesn't mean the investors can't get into this, and the area development type operations, but we kind of appeal on both sides because of.
Who is your ideal franchise owner? Is it somebody that's hands-on? Is it owner operator, or is it more investor manage operated?
Ideal, I believe, because of the mission that we have.
Hmm.
Swim lessons save lives,
Hmm.
and if you find a owner operator that really buys into that mission, that is best. That's not the only way to go. We do have a lot of conversations with folks that want to roll this out, do area development kind of stuff, put managers in place at the locations. Absolutely will work.
Hmm.
But owner operators are clearly have more skin in the game,
Yeah,
honestly.
sure.
And once they get on the same mission that we're on, I mean, our newest franchise that signed in Gaithersburg, Maryland. This is a husband and wife, newlyweds. She had a near fatal drowning
Oh.
herself as a kid. So this actually really her ability to identify with this mission really has driven them towards us.
Hmm. That's remarkable, and I would imagine there's going to be a lot more people out there that are going to come to you because it is very mission based, and they may have had an experience, and it might have even been a negative. It could have been a very positive experience they had, right, as a kid in swim, and wants to further that mission and make it part of their life and part of their career. I'm curious to hear what are some of the traits though that you think a franchisee needs to have to be successful.
Customer service oriented, yeah, at times you're going to have to bite your tongue, but
Hmm.
that's in any business you have to do that. Is customer always right? Yeah, most of the time you can accommodate that.
Right.
But being very responsive, having empathy, understanding that, this is your business, even though you're a franchise and you're paying a royalty. That royalty is, well, for us, it's 8%. That means you're the 92% owner of this business,
Sure.
right? I mean, it's really on your hands to make sure that you're successful. And so we give you a lot of help, a lot of guidance, a lot of hands-on experience that we have. In fact, we even have, we call a franchise freestyle, little play on words. It's a monthly call amongst all of our owners where we collaborate. Hey, what worked here that's not working here? What have you tried? But we do a lot of hand holding until you become proficient, but then leverage you to help others as well to grow through your expertise. And so it's don't try to be the one that fixes the whole model. Where the model works. Trust the process. We're really not looking for you to develop the process. There are opportunities to do things a little bit differently. In the marketing, maybe you try this instead of that. That's fine, because your region better than we know your region. So if your region, you've got this type of community, and this is the messaging that works in that community, then do it. But it's within the whole paradigm of the system. We're not looking for inventors of a new system.
Jeff, what's a typical day in the life look like of a franchise owner? And again, we're assuming, of course, they're not the instructor, but is this full time, or can they do this part time? And what does the day look like for them?
If you're looking at a single unit, you're operating a single unit. It is a little cyclical because we have 6 seasons, 6 sessions during the year. And so you'll spend a lot of time up before the session starts trying to increase your enrollments, get your current swimmers enrolled and so forth. And then the next, once the session starts for the next couple of weeks, making sure everybody's situated properly, the wallflower that comes in that has to be called on, they might just stand there. We've had instances of this where they're just standing there waiting to be called, making sure they know where to go and so forth. And then it can kind of scale off, as, it's just running, the swim instructor pretty much has it covered. You can go in there and schmooze. Early on in the first year or two, you probably want to do more schmoozing than later on when you're more at capacity. Because when I talk to Frank has a friend. Well, talk to Frank about their friend. Do you have any friends coming? Right. Frank, how are you? Are you a good swimmer? I know you have your kids in here, and you want to watch your children when they're in the water. But, if something happens, are you capable of jumping in? No? Well, try the adult lessons, learn, at least become proficient. Are there vendor days going on at your schools? I'd like to participate in it. Can you hook me up? Oh, you're on the PTA? Great. Can we do a mailer to the schools? So it's if you kind of mind the opportunity a little bit, it'll help build the program faster. It'll organically grow because at the core, it's a great program. And so people will talk to others when people post in the moms groups. Hey, I want to get my child swim lessons. Where are you going? Oh my God, I went here and here, but this place is great. That kind of thing. So you'll get those recommendations. In fact, one of the 4 pillars of our marketing program, one of them is all referral based, referral marketing. And some of that is organic and some of that is, hey, telling your customers, hey, if you got friends that want to come, I'll give you a $20 off on next session, and there's no limit. If you bring 5 friends, it's $100 off next session, and so, but that's the referral part of our program. So we actually have a fairly well structured marketing program that has digital as one of the components, but there's a lot more than that.
Thank you for tuning into the Emerging Franchise Brands podcast. For additional insights, guest applications, and to stay connected, visit us at efbpodcast.com. The Emerging Franchise Brands podcast is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed do not necessarily represent those of Emerging Franchise Brands, its host Frank Fiume, or Emerging Franchise Group, LLC. Any discussed franchise or investment opportunity requires thorough investigation, obtaining proper disclosure documents, and expert consultation before making any investment decisions. The podcast and its host do not offer professional advice or endorsements, and they hold no responsibility for actions, representations, accuracy, or consequential damages related to the podcast content.